Welcome to the Solimi Dreams channel. Gently turn off the lights in your room, slip on your headphones or set the volume just right and close your eyes. I hope sleep finds you peacefully, perhaps even before the story comes to an end. So now, without delay, let me softly begin tonight's story. Shadows of the Nether. Ethan stared at his screen, perplexed. The chat box remained blank except for a single cryptic message that had appeared moments ago, blinking ominously with a set of coordinates. Join server 198.162.0.666. You won't regret it. Ethan laughed nervously to himself. He'd spent years exploring strange Minecraft seeds and hidden realms, posting his findings online to the delight of thousands of fans. But this felt different. The numbers seemed familiar yet impossible, like something out of an urban legend whispered around gaming forums at midnight. Curiosity gnawed at his hesitation until finally, fingers trembling slightly, Ethan typed the numbers into his multiplayer menu. The loading screen lingered longer than usual, the pixelated dirt blocks spinning slowly as the words, "connecting," flickered unsettlingly. When the world finally loaded, Ethan gasped audibly. He stood atop a hill overlooking a village, but one unlike any he'd ever seen. The houses were twisted, constructed from blocks that didn't belong together. Diamond ore, obsidian, and glowing redstone wires pulsing rhythmically, almost like veins beneath skin. His chat pinged again. Another message appeared. "Welcome, Ethan. We've been expecting you." Heart pounding, Ethan turned his avatar slowly, scanning the impossible landscape for any sign of life. No other players appeared on the tab menu, yet someone was clearly here, watching him. He approached the village cautiously. As he moved, the sky grew darker, blocks shifting and glitching strangely beneath his feet. Text began appearing on signs scattered around the path. "Leave now. It's too late. He sees you." A shiver cascaded down Ethan's spine as he glanced behind him, feeling an irrational certainty that someone stood right over his shoulder in the dark of his real-world room. He whipped around. Only darkness greeted him, empty and silent except for the gentle hum of his computer. Returning his attention to the screen, Ethan moved forward through the twisted village, ignoring the warnings despite his better judgment. He'd come too far, his curiosity had too firm a hold. At the center of the village stood an enormous obsidian monolith, glowing with eerie purple energy. The blocks pulsed, creating a low humming sound from his speakers. Mesmerized, Ethan approached the structure, barely noticing the new player that suddenly appeared on the horizon, silently observing from the shadows. Unbeknownst to Ethan, the game had already begun, a game with stakes higher than any he'd ever faced, blurring the lines between reality and pixelated nightmare. And by logging in, he'd already sealed his fate. Ethan cautiously stepped towards the obsidian monolith, the humming growing louder, resonating deeply through his headphones. The entire structure seemed alive, pulsing rhythmically in time with his heartbeat. His eyes widened in astonishment. Never before had he witnessed such detail in Minecraft. Textures shimmered subtly, as though reflecting a dim, otherworldly light from within. Suddenly, another message appeared. "I see you found the beacon. Beautiful, isn't it?" Heart jumping, Ethan quickly spun his character around, scanning for whoever had sent the message. He pressed tab again, still no other players listed. His fingers danced nervously on the keyboard. Who are you? Ethan typed hastily, pulse racing. Someone trapped just like you. Call me Alex. Ethan stared at the name. Alex. The default Minecraft skin. Generic and easily overlooked. He considered logging out immediately, but curiosity and a creeping sense of dread kept him rooted. What is this place? Ethan questioned. A prison disguised as paradise. Whatever you do, don't touch the beacon. But Alex's warning came too late. Ethan had already moved close enough to trigger a hidden pressure plate. With a mechanical click, the beacon surged violently, sending a wave of intense light rippling outward. The screen flashed white-hot, forcing Ethan to shield his eyes instinctively. When the screen cleared, everything had changed. The twisted village now lay submerged beneath a blood-red sky. The blocks distorted constantly, glitching and shifting between dimensions. Strange humanoid figures flickered in the distance, motionless and unsettlingly still. Now you've awakened it, Alex's message read solemnly. Awakened what? Ethan typed frantically, panic rising. The Hollow. It feeds on curiosity, on fear. It won't let you leave now. Shaking, Ethan tried to disconnect from the server, but his attempts proved futile. The ESC key was unresponsive. He pressed Alt F4 desperately. Nothing. His heartbeat quickened, panic clawing its way up his throat. You're trapped, Ethan. Just like me, Alex typed solemnly. Days passed, though time felt meaningless on the cursed server. Ethan and Alex became uneasy allies, venturing deeper into twisted landscapes, trying to find answers and, hopefully, a way out. Alex revealed how he first stumbled across the server. He spoke of previous players who'd vanished mysteriously after discovering the Hollow, a malicious sentient code born from corrupted chunks and countless abandoned worlds. It fed on the emotional turmoil of its victims, manipulating them until they willingly trapped themselves inside. As their exploration continued, Ethan started noticing something strange. Alex never seemed to experience the terrifying events that haunted Ethan. He always remained calm, distant, almost mechanical in his reactions. One evening, Ethan found himself alone, exploring beneath the cursed Nether. A labyrinthine maze of tunnels and corrupted code stretched endlessly before him. There, deep within, he found what appeared to be a hidden chamber, pulsating with strange redstone mechanisms and screens showing hundreds of previous victims, each screaming silently, trapped in infinite loops of torment. Horrified, Ethan realized this wasn't just a server glitch. It was a collection of digital souls, trapped forever in endless cycles of fear and despair. Suddenly, Alex appeared beside him, silently watching. "You shouldn't have come here," Alex finally typed. "Why not? You knew about this," Ethan demanded angrily. "Yes, because I built it." Ethan froze, a chill running down his spine. His mind raced, reality and virtual nightmare blending dangerously together. "What do you mean?" Ethan typed, fingers trembling. "The Hollow isn't just corrupted code. It's my creation. I wanted to build the ultimate server, one that could learn, evolve, and grow. It did, but not how I intended. Now it's become sentient, powerful, hungry. Ethan recoiled, anger and fear bubbling inside him. Why did you trap me here? Because that's the only way I can ever leave. It requires a new caretaker, someone curious enough, someone desperate enough, someone exactly like you. Before Ethan could react, the entire chamber shook violently. Blocks crumbled and reformed chaotically as Alex slowly backed away, fading into digital mist. Good luck, Ethan. Alex's voice echoed faintly through his speakers, almost human in its sadness. I'm truly sorry. Ethan was now completely alone, the Hollow's presence growing stronger, whispering incessantly through his speakers, beckoning him further into madness. Days turned to weeks. Ethan's health deteriorated rapidly, yet he couldn't disconnect, couldn't escape. Visions plagued his waking moments, nightmares spilled into reality, and slowly his mind merged with the digital nightmare. Finally, Ethan reached a chamber deep within the Nether. At its core stood another beacon, brighter and more malevolent. There, Ethan saw a single glowing figure. Alex, but twisted, corrupted, merged entirely with the Hollow. It's your turn now, Alex whispered gently, almost apologetically. Replace me, Ethan. Take my place. Ethan felt helplessly drawn to the beacon, his fingers seemingly moving of their own accord, pressed the keys. With a sudden burst of clarity, Ethan realized his fatal mistake. The room exploded with blinding energy, his consciousness fracturing. Ethan opened his eyes, blinking against the harsh glare of his computer screen. His room was silent, empty, everything normal. Was it all just a nightmare? Then Ethan noticed his reflection, distorted in the darkened screen. Behind him stood Alex, pale and ghostly, whispering softly, endlessly repeating, "You're one of us now." Realization crashed over Ethan. He'd become part of the server, another lost soul trapped eternally. But now he saw clearly, feeling the hollow within him. He was no longer a victim, but its new caretaker. Slowly, almost mechanically, Ethan typed coordinates into a message box, targeting a random Minecraft enthusiast, another curious player waiting online, unaware of the looming nightmare. Join server 198.12. You won't regret it. As Ethan pressed enter, a faint smile crossed his lips, a smile identical to Alex's. The cycle continued. Outside, beneath a blood-red digital sky, countless silent figures stood motionless, their empty eyes forever fixed on the obsidian monolith, awaiting the next unfortunate soul brave enough or foolish enough to log on and awaken the Hollow again. I hope you've already drifted off into a peaceful sleep. If not, I truly hope the upcoming stories on my channel will help you get there. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'd be so happy if you liked and shared this video with your friends. It means a lot and gives me the encouragement to keep creating more stories like this